Hi, I'm Steve Sample with Bama Talk. Don't miss a single episode of Bama Talk Show, available now on iTunes, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast app, and on the web at bigbrainsmedia.com.
This is your Weather Xtreme video for Sunday, July the 7th. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters. Thanks for tuning in. Wow, what a difference a day makes, and what a day we had yesterday with nearly continuous rain. We don't see too many days like that, especially during the summertime. Temperatures at the Birmingham airport only achieved a high of 76 degrees. Radar this morning looks quite a bit different. Yes, we still have showers around, and yes, we still expect showers to be likely, but certainly not as widespread and as continuous as we saw yesterday. There's a look at the Skycam from Inverness as we look out over what appears to be at least not some significant breaks, but a little brightness in the sky up there. And we see a little brightness also at Demopolis. Surface high pressure is located off the east coast of the U.S., and that is bringing, of course, a strong tropical moisture plume from the Gulf up into the southeastern U.S. We can see that on the water vapor imagery overlaid with the 500 millibar pattern for today, and you can see that closed low that was in the vicinity of St. Louis yesterday beginning to weaken and move out to the east-northeast, and as it does, it's going to lessen its influence on us, but we're going to still stay in a showery pattern. Morning lows not changing very much, down generally into the lower 70s for the most part. A few spots may have dipped into the upper 60s. And there's a look at the overall radar composite for the southeastern U.S., and indeed things are not quite as rainy as we saw yesterday. Flash flood watch is still in effect for a good portion of what I would call the southern Appalachians, as rain's still an issue for them, but flash flood watches for us are down. Precipitation for the next 5 days, considerably less. Do note kind of that band in coming out of the southern Great Lakes there across parts of Iowa, Indiana, and Illinois and into Ohio, that representing a front that we expect to come down this way. The westerlies pretty far north, and so the slight risk for days 1, 2, and 3 pretty much in the north-central part of the United States. Tropics have become a little more active. The Western Gulf disturbance is getting close to land and is not expected to develop into much of anything, and the little disturbance that is very far out, about 1,500 miles out from the Windward or Leeward Islands, is showing some signs of perhaps getting into an area more conducive for development, but nothing expected for the next 48 hours. The morning 06Z GFS model run, and there's the 500 millibar pattern for today, and there's the closed upper low moving into Ohio as it moves away from us. And of course, I think that means we still will have showers likely, as we've already seen from radar. And the showers not quite as continuous as we saw yesterday for us and for anybody who's down at the beach. The closed low pulls out into extreme eastern Pennsylvania and heads towards New England on Monday. That lessens the influence on us, but notice that it still maintains a bit of a weakness between the ridge to our east and the ridge to our west. By Tuesday, it is certainly off the New England coast, and we're beginning to watch in south central Canada a fairly strong shortwave dig in there. Now, what this means for us is the weakness is there, and the tropical moisture is not going away. There's a look at precipitable water for that date, and you can see that the moisture values, the precipitable water values, quite high. All of those pink values over 2 inches, so definitely staying pretty moist, and so that keeps us with daily chances for showers and thunderstorms. By Wednesday, that trough in south central Canada is coming into the western Great Lakes and beginning to carve out a trough over the eastern part of the country, and we can see a bit of a front coming down into the Ohio River Valley on Wednesday. On Thursday, it does dig in nicely into the eastern Great Lakes, and again, carving out this trough over the eastern part of the country. And Friday, it really digs in, and actually GFS suggesting it'll close off. So what does this mean for us is that we could see a frontal boundary come down into the area, as the strong surface high builds in over the Great Lakes. And what that means is, when we look at precipitable water, is we could see some significantly drier air. And again, this is for Friday. And interestingly enough, the GFS and the European are now in much closer agreement. There's the European also suggesting by Saturday that we see a reduction in showers as that surface high builds in. For the GFS by Saturday, we see that trough pretty deep with a good northwesterly flow, and again, that should mean some drier air getting into the area. Not sure we can rule, isolated showers out completely, but certainly it would be a welcome reduction in the humidity levels. And then we keep that weakness in our that kind of troughiness over the eastern half of the country on the 14th, a week from today, with two big ridges off to either side of us. And of course, what does that mean? Hopefully, is that we will see a real big reduction in showers, lowered humidities, and a GFS suggesting perhaps some isolated showers. So once again, I don't think we can rule isolated showers out completely, but we'll have to see exactly how dry that air mass is. And we are verging into voodoo country here. Moving out into voodoo country, the GFS maintains that little weakness between the two ridges through the 16th. But then by the 22nd, the GFS suggesting that we're going to be under that heat bubble with the large 594 ridge over the eastern half of the country. Well, that'll do it for the Weather Extreme video for today. James Spann will be back with the next edition first thing on Monday morning. In the meantime, stay tuned to the blog for the latest in weather updates. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters. Have a great day and Godspeed.
Thank you for trusting us to be your #1 source for news
in all of Central Alabama.
in back-to-back ratings periods.
More people watched ABC 3340
than any other station in Birmingham.